I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go. Lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time it's real, real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go. Lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. Watch me go. Lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Hi, pussycats. How are you? 12 o'clock. 12:02 to be exact. Eastern Standard Time. Happy Sunday. How the hell are ya? Wow. Just wow. I'm fabulous. Thanks for asking. Y'all, I had to do a little wardrobe change. And you never know, you might get another one midway through this stream because my fabulous shirt from this morning, I didn't realize it's a little chilly in Florida today. I was, flying around on my broom, getting ready to come in here, and on the side of the house where my bath and bedroom is, that side of the house is warmer. I don't know why. It just is. Well, I do know why. It's got something to do with where the thermostat is placed for the master bedroom. It's not in the room. It's on the outside of the room. Ugh. Anyway, it was warmer over there. Quite a bit warmer, apparently, because when I got done in here with that video, I sat down to get my little Betty notes in order, and I was like, damn, it's cold. What the hell? And then I went to walk the dog, and I said, oh yeah, it's chilly. However, I don't know that the faux fur bomber jacket that I opted for is going to be a bit too much. So we'll see. But I did bring my fabulous t-shirt in just in case you didn't watch the video this morning. Please do, because, it was kind of funny. Little preamble of today's live. But just in case you didn't see it, you might have heard me speak about being shopping over my Christmas vacation and how I saw a t-shirt that I said, oh, yes, I need that. I don't care what size it is. I don't care what it costs. That's coming home with me. Uh, I was in Tennessee and Dolly Parton, an icon, uh, much like myself, she is from Pigeon Forge, and stores in Nashville, Knoxville, wherever, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, wherever you are, there are tons of stores that sell really cool Dolly Parton branded merch. And one of my favorite stores in downtown Knoxville is called Bliss. And Bliss has a very nice selection of lots of good brands, but lots of Dolly Parton branded merch. I don't actually know this brand of this t-shirt, but interestingly enough, this is the quality if I ever get around to doing a merch line like I keep threatening to do. This is the type of t-shirt, and I would not be surprised if this is from the wholesale company that I have sourced. This is exactly what I would do, because y'all, it isn't, this hasn't even been washed, and it's really soft. It moves. I hate. Okay, y'all. I don't pay attention to the orbs, okay? I've been told there's orbs. I swear to God, I just saw another one. I saw a really large one go past my right shoulder. And then when I turned to do this, I swear I saw another one. What the hell's going on? You know what? Interestingly enough, my best friend of 30 years that died of breast cancer, this is very close to the day she died. I don't usually buy into the orb thing, but my goodness, that was like, even I noticed. And wow, that was interesting, to say the least. Anyway, back to my fabulous t-shirts. I really do need to do a merch line, you guys. I have the shirts sourced. My thing is, I don't know how to get them. I don't know how to get them printed. My cousin was going to help me with that. What's that stupid thing called? The Cricut. But no way would I ever put vinyl like this. This is not vinyl. There's no way. The print is, you cannot feel any difference between the graphic and the t-shirt. It's really well done. And this is the only, listen, I think, if I'm going to do a merch line, that shit's going to be available for sale at Neiman Marcus. Okay. I'm not doing any damn janky ass, Cricut vinyl in my garage. Not that there's anything wrong with the Cricut vinyl, but it looks like ass on t-shirts. Okay. Sorry. It just does. And that's not, that would never be representative of moi. So I promise, if I can figure out how to do it, or how to have somebody show me, I had high hopes for that infusible ink on the Cricut, but I don't know. Of course, people who are sponsored by Cricut and make videos tell you it's fabulous and it looks good, but I don't know. I've had other people not sponsored by Cricut who say it's not that good. So I don't know. Plus, my dumbass, I'm not crafty, okay? So I really want to do it. I truly do. And I have, believe me when I tell you, where's my list? God, did I already lose the list? I have a list a mile long of things that I want to do this year in my, not New Year's resolutions, because I don't do that shit. But just, projects around my house, some rather big projects. Yes, my husband, God bless him. I have a choice, pick this or pick that. I've already picked the one I want, but I'm just like, okay, now tick tock, when? But it's never fun. That kind of thing is never fun, always painful. But you know, what is that they say? You gotta, if you want to make an omelet, you gotta break a couple eggs. And this coffee cup, courtesy of Buc-ee's. Thanks, Buc-ee's. Now, whoever made this cup was smart enough to put the graphic on both sides. What is it saying? I wish more people were fluent in silence. Yes. God, it would be so amazing if at least 50% of this hood woke up mute one day. Like, no, like, I'm sure there's people who would say that about me. Oh God, honestly, you could not write. If this was a movie, you could never sell it, because the round table, it wouldn't even get to the table read. That's what, you know, when a movie or television show is going to go into production, everybody sits at the actors and, you know, other director, producer, blah, 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 screenplay. They sit at a round table and you do a read. Everybody reads their part. This wouldn't even get to the round table because production would say, are you kidding me? Nobody believes this stupid bullshit. No, back to the drawing board. Back to the leaderboard we go. Yeah, I don't even know who's on the fucking leaderboard at this point. Never mind what the ranking order is. God almighty. More on that in a moment. Let me finish my t-shirt story. So, for the benefit of those of you who may not have seen my fabulous t-shirt this morning, and because of the way I sit, you know, the height of the chair, even if I was wearing this shirt right now, you wouldn't be able to read the whole graphic. So I'm going to show it to you. But this is if I ever get around to doing a merch line, and I really hope I do, because every time some brilliant thought rolls through my mind, you know, because I'm old and I won't remember it. Sometimes I forget it between the time I have it and the location of the next, you know, whatever I can use as paper or, you know, pen. I've used lipstick, I've used eyeliner, I've used Sharpies, you know, whatever's around. The Chester drawer. Oh, that's a cute name. Huh. But I mean, when you buy from a wholesaler, I even love this color. All right. Can you see this? This is like a heathered gray. Actually, I would call this a grayish. It's beige with just heathered gray flecks. No, not flecks like this. Like, fuck you, bitch. I got more people in my life. No, not that kind of flex. Flex like specks. What does this say? Oh, hold on. I want to make sure it's. Sometimes great hair is the best revenge. Dolly Parton. Dolly, you are an icon, my friend. And oh, you are so right. And my great hair isn't even a wig. Now, that's not me hating on Dolly, because good Lord. Even her, as True Texan said himself, her wigs are fabulous. And True Texan, you know what? I forgot about that. I forgot that Dolly wears so many wigs. I promise you, in her beauty room, her glam studio, it's probably lined all around in shelves with wig forms, little heads with the wigs on them. And most people name them. I mean, depending on how many you have, Dolly's gonna have some wigs. So, all right. So that's that. Yes, if my faux fur bomber jacket gets too hot, I will put the shirt back on again. Of course, not on camera. I mean, come on. Although that would be an entirely different kind of stream, and my goodness, that would probably get some views. Okay. I'm going to say hi to the kids in class when I find my glasses. And then I'm going to briefly touch on just a couple little things that you guys have been playing catch up, okay? I was radio silent for about 2 weeks from before Christmas until, Friday. That was my first, this is only my second live back since the end of last year, before the holidays. So while I got caught up to speed in, I don't want to say just in a general way, but you have to pick and choose off the, if this were dim sum, like I'll take a little bit of that and I'll take some of that, no pun intended. Some things I'm not as interested in, and I'm just like, give me the Cliff Notes version. And other things, I've been playing more in-depth catch up, and wow, even though I'm late to the party, I already had, let's just say that the more I get caught up, the more I'm like, what? And I see, all I'm going to say is this, you guys, brace for impact, because I see some things coming, and I'm sure you see them coming too. And while I hope that I'm wrong, I'm 95% positive that I'm not wrong. And you'll know it when it happens. Let's just say that. Because it's already starting, in my opinion. Won't that be interesting? Okay. Hey, Julie, how are you? Thank you. I was going to say it's good to be back. It's definitely good to see you all. Yeah, I guess it's good to be back. I guess is it ever really good to be back? I mean, much like, it's kind of like if you have the misfortune to get arrested. I mean, much as you might enjoy Crocs, a free pair of Crocs, and maybe you are that person who looks good in horizontal stripes. That person is nobody under the age of 10. Or orange. I personally can rock orange. I don't love it, but so yeah. Well, but while I thank you so much, Julie, and I am happy to be back to see all of you. Yeah, I can't say that maybe it's because I was away long enough that, like what is that they say about the best way to boil a frog? You just slowly turn the heat up. Sorry, Kermit. And they don't seem to notice that it's happening till it's too late. When you step all the way out of it, and when I say I was all the way out of it, I mean I was all the way out of it. My friends that I talk to, like off of YouTube, in the YouTube friends, but that I talk to outside of YouTube, I didn't even speak to any of them. So when I say I was out of it, I mean I was out of it. I was radio silent. I did not even touch the YouTube app on my phone, nor did I want to, for the entire time that I was gone. I didn't decide to, you gotta dive head first. Right into the shallow end, apparently. And when you get that clarity of being, you start to work it out of your system. It's a process. Yeah, it's when you come back. So here's where I am. I'm like, is this place really this fucking disgusting and grimy? Or yes, it is, full stop. But come on, I have to pretend that it's, I don't know. That's a good question. Self, is it? Is it just me? This, which of course does. Yes, I know. I get it. It begs the question. What are you doing here? I wish I could answer that. I ask myself that every live stream. Hey, beer can, how are you? Oh, well, that's very sweet. I appreciate that. You and me, we're in the same boat. I probably only know slightly more than you. Isn't it nice to take a break from it? Hi, Gen X Granny. How are you? I think that's a new name. Welcome. True Texan. I didn't respond to your comment, but I did see it as I was scrolling through, and I am gonna reply to the comments. Hey, Cambry, how are you? Crazy Nurse in the house. Well, Cambry, I hope I won't disappoint. I always try. Oh my God, that is so sweet. I appreciate that so much. You know what? When I found out I was on that island, I said, well, damn, I'm going to get busy zhuzhing this place right on up. Listen, I understand some people were not happy about being on that island, but for me, I was like, hey, it's a win-win for me. And by the way, Gen X Granny, just in case you don't know, since you are a fan of the Turtle Island, well, I hope you know this. Do you know I hold a record on Turtle Island? I didn't get a damn belt or even a trophy. My husband was kind enough to, what did my husband give me? I don't know. It came in a little Tiffany bag. It was so sweet of him. Because I was so upset about, but then I thought, no, bullshit. Find the platinum lining in this Turtle Island cloud. Yes, yours truly holds the record on Turtle Island for receiving the most votes ever to be booted off the island. Oh, and I hope I hold that record for a long time to come. And if someone else unseats me, all I can say is, I want to meet that bitch. Oh, goodness. Hey, Bo, how are you? Oh, well, welcome. Catty Wampus. I'm telling you, my friend from Maine had to explain what the hell cattywampus was to me. She said that one day, and I was like, what the hell is that? Is that some kind of disease? What the hell is a cattywampus? Does that have something to do with cats? I have a lot of cats. I would know about that. Oh, Cambry, from your lips to the chat god's ears. I mean, come on now. Sometimes, listen. Sometimes we get some agitators in here, but I just laugh. Oh, and on this note, please let me get this out of the way right now, because I've been seeing this in a lot of places lately, and it was visited upon me the other day. And I'm a helper. I'm a very altruistic person. I love charitable giving. And in the spirit of being a helper, I want to save you some time on your very important journey and your work of trying to convert the masses and bring them to JC. I listen. I I was gonna say something. I'm like, no, because it's really not your fucking business. But please, for all of you that are like, I don't know, the Krama internet version of, the ones who knock on your doors where you're like, oh God, don't go away. Yeah, just leave it on my porch and I'll probably not ever look at it. Thanks. Sometimes you see them walking around your neighborhood and they usually come off of a van or a creeper van, a van with a box of rusty puppies in it. That's a joke between me and my husband. It's supposed to be a rusty van with a creeper. Okay, so a creeper, like a perv, driving. Like my husband will see something on TV or see some weirdo and say, oh God, yeah, that one is driving a creeper van, a rusty creeper van with a box of puppies. And one day I screwed it up and I said, yeah, driving a creeper van with a box of rusty puppies. So for all of you out there that are looking to save my soul, listen, I gave that endeavor up long ago. And if I know it's a lost cause, you should know it's a lost cause. So please just take your religious mania, take that somewhere else where somebody cares. I don't need, and I'm going to speak for the chat too. We don't need anybody coming in trying to convert us or tell us who we need to find. I have a couple suggestions about what I think you probably need to find. But I keep that to myself. I don't go around telling everybody, maybe you should find yourself in the parking lot of Eli Lilly, like saying, oh, do you give away free samples by any chance? Yeah. I mean, honestly, this is when I'm at my best. So while I appreciate the unsolicited personal advice, oh my God, and this is the day of the Lord. So I'm sure you have much more important things to do. Okay. So I'm just trying to, this pew is already filled with, probably we're on the slow boat to China via hell. Okay. Or, oh, actually, I should have said that the other way around, kind of like the box of rusty puppies in the van. Yeah, we're on a slow boat to hell via China. Oh God, can we stop at Temu on the way there? Do y'all know that I still have I think I have like a $75 credit on Temu that I haven't even gotten around to shopping and using, partly because I know it would be cheaper for me to just let them keep the $75 because I have a hard time staying in, like, limits are hard for me when it comes to like shopping. I can rationalize many ways to move the goalposts. Like, honey, when you said I've got, X amount, does that include sales tax? Is that before? Are you figuring in like, current season, past season? Is it the same number for everything? Just making sure. Okay. Ashtastic. Oh, I like that. Oh, well, I'm glad you made a live. Are you watching from the bushes? Because I've never seen, I don't remember seeing your name before. So either I apologize because I don't remember, or welcome. I like the Bushwatchers too, not to be confused with the Bushwhackers. They were not that wasn't my time of professional wrestling. My time of professional wrestling was the Gordon Soley era. Yeah, Dusty Rhodes. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I may or okay, since it is the Lord's Day, I'm gonna try and be I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let that one fly right on by. But if you've ever watched, you might know what I was gonna say in reference to that. Oh boy. Hey, the good Tiffany, how are ya? Hi, Clancy, how you doing? Hey, Fit and Curly, the caser in the house. Hi, Brittany. 2 times this week. Yup, you got me, whether you want me or not. Hey, Becca, Lori, happy Sunday. Y'all, I am way behind in the chat. For anybody new, let me first apologize. And it takes me a while to I try and go through and say hello to everybody. I get sidetracked quite easily, as I'm sure you have figured out. And I'm always very behind in the chat. So if I ever don't respond, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I suck at this part a lot. And yeah, I just don't see it. Hey, no fear. How are you? Rebel Rose. Ripples in time. Yeah, we're all ripples in time, dust on the wind. I'm hearing Kansas singing to me right now. Oh, Brittany, you know what? I need to, hold on, I'm going to write myself a note. On my community post, I'm going to put up a pic of me standing in front of a gorgeous hand-painted Dolly Parton mural in downtown Knoxville between some of the buildings. They're beautiful old, like, I forget what they call that brick, old Chicago. I think it's old Chicago. There's a gorgeous hand-painted mural of Dolly Parton, and there's a picture of me and one of my little family members standing in front of it. I just need to, color her face out of it because she's a kid. But yeah, it's really cute. Hey, Liza, how are you? Oh God, everybody wears those Hey Dudes. My son likes those. Hey, Laura, how are you? I'm trying to run. Hi, Free Hugs. Oh, that's a cute name. Oh my God, listen. Free Hugs, you could retire just in this neighborhood. Like you could spend the rest of your free hug career and never have to leave your front yard. This place needs do you happen to have a side of perhaps like exorcisms? Listen, if you could team up with someone who you give away the hugs, and then next to you, after we hug you, we send you on to your exorcism. Or, maybe before exorcism, after. Although afterwards, they may not need the hug so much. I don't know. Oh boy. Never mind. I really need to just focus. Focus, Lisa. Oh, Elvis's birthday is tomorrow. I also have fabulous pictures of Graceland. Me at Graceland. I loved that. Hey, Rachel Wolf, how are you? Oh, you like that cup? That courtesy of Buc-ee's. Okay, Cambry, this is what I figured. And yeah, for something where it's just for a fun thing, absolutely. That kind of, vinyl on a t-shirt, that's perfect. Or, stuff like this, but for something that I would sell, and listen, this t-shirt, I think this was I think it was $35. But when I tell you this thing is super soft, and it hasn't even been washed, and it's not going to pill. And it's like, it's got a nice amount of stretch. This is probably, if I had to guess, I'm going to say 98 cotton, 2% spandex. Let me see. I'm usually pretty good at guessing. Oh, well, it'll forever remain a guess, but that would be my guess. So, I mean, for me to be able to do if I was going to do something, this is the quality and this is what I would want it to look like. And that means that, you know, typically in retail, I mean, the idea is to, at the very least, double your money. So even if I didn't do that, even if I just made a little bit, because for me, it's not about that. No, for me, it's like, I would just love to see everybody out there rocking crimes and fashion isms, Lisa isms, because Lisa's got some isms, okay? Hell, I would do it. You know what? I would do it just to give them away, truthfully. Ooh, that might be a way to, I don't know. That's a thought. But yeah, for me personally, it's either going to do it. I'm either doing it right or I'm not doing it at all. And I would never want anything to be representative of me that was not like me. You know, top shelf, the best. And I don't mean, you know what I mean. Hey, Road Rash, how are you? Hi, Cheesy Wheezy. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I think I heard you the other day. What was I listening to? I think it was Granny's Watching. Oh, wigs. Oh my God, I love wigs, but they are very hot. And really good ones are really expensive. Hey, Running Bear, how are you? Hey, Twin Thing. Nice to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're good. Hey, London girl. I swear to you, I saw 2 giant orbs when I started. Y'all, the first one was so big. I typically never notice them. Crazy Nurse lets me know. But that, and then if it catches my attention, it's very noticeable. All right, I swear I'm running and we're almost there. Okay, Ashtastic. Are you in witness protection? You're in subscriber protection? Hey, Wine Crime and Mayhem, Happy New Year. I think, well, you tell me if you feel that way by the time we're done. The older I get, it's funny because if you told my family that, oh yeah, she's not in a hurry ever, oh my God, they would tell you that they've never been able to slow me down. Hey, Kathy Pease, how are you? Oh, Gen X Granny, are you in subscriber protection too? Trust me, I get it. Okay. I think we're there. We're there. Woo! IV push. There you go. Wide open, wide open, full throttle. Stat. Okay. Sorry. All right. Just a very quick thought. Now, I'm going to keep this generic because here's the deal. Even subscribers I've seen in the chats, my own other chats. And let me just say that I think up until, and this is no joke, up until 15 minutes before I walked in here to start my own live, I think that was the point when I feel comfortable saying I'm up to speed on not every single thing that happened, but the major issues going on, I think I've got it. And I'm going to put it this way. I am going to echo the sentiment that I see in my chat and several others, and say and I'm seeing it from subs. I try never to say just subs. We are all just subs, and nobody to me is just a sub, because without just a sub, well, nobody needs us. And I don't fault anybody for saying that. I just try not to do it because I find it kind of disrespectful. But that's just me. So I try not to do it. I don't fault anybody else for saying that. It's just a turn of phrase I don't care for. Hi, T. Marie. If you are not a channel holder, you don't create content, you consume content, and you find yourself saying, God, this sucks. I hate this. Imagine how someone like moi feels. Because I kind of touched on this on Friday. There's a reason I am not monetized, okay? I have absolutely no issue with anyone who is monetized. This is a lot of work. I give, whether I like them or not, I've got respect and will give props to anyone who can make this their source of income. Hey, Wise Angel, how are you? Because it takes fortitude, okay? Either fortitude, well, for the ones who really excel at it, to me, it's a combination of fortitude, creativity, your strategy, knowing when to hold them, when to fold them, when to walk, when to run, which is just a nice euphemism for knowing when to shut the fuck up and knowing when to take up for somebody, etc. There's a lot that goes into this. As with everything in life, when you throw money into the mix, people start, it brings out the worst in people. I mean, there's a reason that the phrase money is the root of all evil has existed since, probably the inception of currency or bartering, whatever. So when I tell you that YouTube, you see it through a different lens when you are producing content, because whether one of the strangest things about this place is that two polar opposites very much exist at the same time. And it works and it doesn't work at the same time. And that is the fact that every one of us is a party of one, you know. And obviously, I'm not speaking about channels that are teamed up with somebody that do host, co-host, that kind of deal. Even that situation. This is every man for himself or herself, while at the same time, it's a team sport. Because the only way that this is a community, as dysfunctional as it is, it's always going to be, because this is a personality contest. This is personality driven. It is agenda driven. It is money driven. Ego and money is what makes this place run. There is nothing that brings out the worst in people like those two things. And much like life, I mean, this is just a smaller microcosm of society at large. And every community, and, you know, if you look at all of us in the community as channel holders, as say it's our job here on YouTube in the community. Well, every profession out in the real world, and you know, even social media hasn't made this go away. You still need word of mouth from your peers to get your career up and running, whether you're a dentist, you own a store, you're an electrician, you're a plumber, you're a chef, you're an investigator, you're a DIY hairdresser, you're a DIY lawyer, gosh, that sounds a lot like somebody I'm getting ready to talk about. Everybody needs professional affiliations and recommendations from your peers. We all need to be promoted by channels that are bigger than us, the channels that have come before us. That's the name of the game. And I mean, for me personally, I just like to help people out. I mean, my channel is, it's a speck, dust in the wind. But that doesn't mean that if I can't say, I don't care, somebody could have 10 times the subs I have. That would not stop me from saying, oh my God, I watched the other day. I've shouted out lots of channels on here that do that, you know. In reality, do they need me shouting them out? No, they're already pretty established, but excuse me, it's kind of like when you're a business. You don't, do you think a store ever says, we'll use an analogy that's like, you know, something I relate to. Shopping. I mean, do you think that, okay, so let's just say that you don't you're in the mall, let's just say, and you don't typically, you wouldn't go to maybe Nordstrom. You're not the typical Nordstrom shopper. You don't patronize them. You go to Macy's, you go to Dillard's, you go to TJ Maxx, whatever. Well, do you think that if you go into the cosmetic department because you're walking on through and something catches your eye, something sparkly, yeah, something sparkly like this, I don't know, maybe you need a damn glittery elephant candle tchotchke. Oh, damn, that smelled good. Oh, and Laura, by the way, I will absolutely review your candles if you want me to. As long as you're cool with me giving a, I mean, I'll give my true thoughts. I'll even pay for. I'm not asking you to give me one for free. Anyway, I just thought of it because I opened the damn piece of candle. Do you think that just because you're not their typical customer and you walk up to the cosmetic counter and say, "Oh, that's really pretty. How much is that?" Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Do you think they're gonna say, "Oh, no, we don't need your money. No, we see all these ladies over here. They're here all the time. You hold on to your money, sweetie. Give me a break." Everybody needs and wants their peers to enjoy them and or recommend them. So when I tell you that for somebody like me, if you think as a subscriber, it's difficult to navigate when a whole bunch of people start doing this and going separate ways. And it's not just going separate ways. It's getting messy. It's getting really messy. It's getting real messy. Well, now you add in that. I mean, I thought I was coming here to do true crime. And I would like to get to that someday, but God, the YouTubers will never let me. They won't give me a moment's peace. This is commentary, so commentary I do. And if you don't think that it's difficult to, I find myself sitting in a position where, just like everybody, I like pretty much everybody that's now diverged. There's nobody that I can say, "Oh God, I'm glad," because I couldn't stand that bitch. No, like I like everybody involved. Do I like everybody involved in the same way and to the same degree? No. But I don't have any personal animosity with any of them. There's nobody that I would say, "Oh yeah, no, I hope she goes down in spectacular flames." No. But I definitely think that some of the shit that I have heard, I really hope that we're finally to the point where no more private messages are going to be shown. I hate that. And this is just a gripe in general. This is not directed at anybody involved. And I've said this before, so let me get some tea. Oh my God, my mouth is like, much better. Raspberry zinger tea, 2 sweet and lows, and about a half a cup of honey. I do not understand. Well, I shouldn't say I don't understand. I do understand. Let me back it up. I really wish that people would stop using this platform as a fundraising venue. We have venues for that. And I do not mean being monetized. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about all the various reasons that people. Do you know how many people I have helped on here. And I'm not saying this as a flex, not at all. And I would never tell you who they are, and I would never tell you what I did. But I will tell you this. I have helped, as I'm sure everyone else has. I am not saying this because I'm like, oh, give me a pat on the back because I'm so wonderful. No. I'm saying it because while I never expect when I give it, I consider it gone. And if it doesn't get used for the intended purpose that it was supposed to be used for, oh well. And I don't give what I can't afford to give. But you know what irritates me about it? And the only thing that irritates me is I've rarely even gotten a thank you. And I don't do it for the thank you. That's not it. But, you know, to me, it's ill-mannered to, it doesn't cost anything to say thank you. Y'all, if I bump into someone and it's their fault, I look at them and I say, oh, I'm sorry, pardon me. It's just automatic. I just do it. Because that's how I was raised. And so there's that. Hey, Chaos, how are you? Hi, B. Oh, thank you. And it's rarely reciprocated, you know, and I don't mean like, oh, well, you know, I helped you, so why don't you help me with my whatever I need help with? No. I just mean, well, I'll just say how I conduct myself. If someone's ever done anything for me, I do whatever I can to show that I'm, you know, that I appreciate it and that I'm grateful. And if the need does arise, or I'm sorry, if the occasion does arise and there's something I can do to return the favor, well, I do. But that's not the point of all this. I'm just saying this platform, while I very much understand that when you have a need, you have a need. But there are platforms to fundraise, to crowdsource. When you start doing that here, you better be ready for what's going to come with it. It's just another layer of money that muddies more waters. And then people start competing for your wallet. So, yeah, I'm going to say one more time, that is not directed at any one person, not at all. But I'm going to leave it, and this is the final thing I'm going to say about it. This is also not directed at any one person. And that is this. If someone has ever helped you financially using their platform to do it, well, let me just tell you how I handle that, how I would handle that, because I'm not in that position. And here's a distinction I've heard being made over the past couple of days, things I've been listening to about monetized and And I actually do. I agree with this. You can't really say that you're not monetized if you are taking compensation in any form via this platform. You're just not, monetized on YouTube. And I have no issue with that. But I'm just saying I am not. So now that we're making distinctions like that, and we got to break it down a little further, I don't take money anywhere on here. Not from YouTube. I don't run Cash Apps. I don't do any of that. And I have run people's when there's been a need. I've done that for people. But for me, well, I'll just say what I would do. If anybody ever did that for me, if anybody ever used their platform to solicit on behalf of me, whether it was $1, 1 penny, $1,000, $100,000, I don't care what it was. The answer is thank you. Period. Full stop. End of story. And hi Rowdy. Of all the things I've been hearing, that is one of the really, I find that it's kind of like giving somebody a backhanded compliment, to me, there are certain things that once you accept or ask for, well, that puts you in a different, I don't even know how to articulate it, but I don't think I really need to say any more on it. It's very simple. I guess all of that was too wordy when all I really probably needed to say was, if you don't want to hear shit about taking money from people or asking people for money, etc., don't do it. Then you won't have to listen to anything. But this place never fails to disappoint. That's what I said to someone this morning. I said, my God, this place, it never fails to disappoint. So that's that. All right, now we're going to get into these emails and 2 more things because they're concerning this. Now, apparently, well, let me start off with this. Hey, Pink Stripe, how are you? Hi, Hazel Always. I do not condone, nor have I ever, nor will I ever, nor will I support anyone going real life on anyone, whether I like them or not, or think they are a bag of shit or not. I don't condone that ever, period. End of story, full stop. I don't condone anyone harassing anyone, full stop. And by anyone in this context, obviously that applies to everyone, but because we're getting ready to, hi Dee, how are you? Hi Truth Seeker. Because we're getting ready to read somebody emails. And in light of the last day or two, the controversy swirling around blank screen, and what he may or may not have done, I personally have not had I haven't seen any of that. And what I'm speaking of, I heard on Jonesin. I was listening to her live, I think it was last night. She was one of several people I was listening to this morning as I was getting ready. And she was talking about something about, I believe it came from In Their Own Words. Before was the video. Hell, it might have happened while I was gone. I don't know. But apparently that channel or some other one was running a video, and there were shockingly screenshots being showed. And I guess she stopped. It was one of those things, kind of like when, what was her name? The one who did the email about Betty's church at Christmas time, and she called and, was it a scam? No, it's not a scam. Well, remember how she was showing, a lot of people do this. They'll show, I don't have the skills to do videos like that, so I don't even know how you go about it. But I know that when people will show screenshots in a video, they disappear very quickly. Well, apparently you have to like pause it and then, enlarge it on your device. Or, hey, cutie pie, how are you? Hello to anybody else who might have come in while I was yakety yakking. Hey, Notre Dame, how are you? Oh, Notre Dame, I would love to do. I will do coffee cups if I ever get around to it. So anyway, I was getting ready. I'm putting my makeup on. I'm listening to Jones and I'm listening on a phone. So, obviously it's about this big. And I'm in a hurry. I'm listening, and I'm listening on 2 times the speed because I'm trying to get ready. And apparently she said that blank screen has been allegedly sending Betty a whole bunch of emails. I have not seen any of that. I'm just hearing what Joneson is saying. So I'm not going to comment on that because I haven't seen it myself. And here's what I will say. While I do not, for at least the 3rd time, condone anyone harassing anyone, let's think about this, okay? First of all, harassment is subjective. And we all know Betty. And Betty is the ultimate form of, she is the embodiment of the phrase, you can dish it, but you cannot take it. And what Betty calls harassment is likely a little different than what I would call harassment, what you would call harassment. Hey, Betty with the good hair. Love that name. So obviously I want to see it with my own eyes before I comment further on that. Here's what I will say. When you want to run around, Betty wants to have it both ways. Betty wants to get attention for her outrageous conduct. Okay. And hey, outrageous is a subjective term. What I call outrageous, people who like Betty apparently think it's just fine. And that's what makes the world go around. But Betty seems to be one of these people, like if I had to sum her up, it would be she knows right up to the millimeter. I guess it depends on what day it is, as to what she knows. But she's that person who knows where to 1/8 of an inch where the public sidewalk ends and the homeowner's property begins, that she's standing in front of, calling a killer of some variety. And to me, that's outrageous. Is it legal? Well, I'm assuming it is because she hasn't been arrested for it. Is it disgusting and vile and fucking uncivilized and ill-mannered and yeah, it is. In my opinion, it is. But as she loves to tell people, everything I do is lawful, except for all the shit she did that wasn't. But I guess she's speaking present day. So, okay, everything you do in the present day is lawful. Fine. But that doesn't mean that it's not outrageous. And I'm assuming, well, since she does seem to be two different people, she says. She's got Bullhorn Betty, who supposedly is not the same person that Andra is. And that has come from her own mouth, not mine. Okay, if you say so. But if you are going to, so if that's not really who she is, and Bullhorn Betty and Andra really is just this, kind, benevolent, charitable, hardworking, lovely, lawful citizen of the world, then I would have to assume that Bullhorn Betty garners attention for her channel growth, for her causes, by outrageous but lawful conduct. Well, if you are going to use bad behavior, because let's face it, if you are a normal person, if we just showed some of Betty's greatest hits, and listen, I'm not just talking about her going in front of people's houses and screaming and acting like an idiot. Hopefully, she's done with that. I mean, I haven't heard her say she's done with it, but I have taken note of the fact that she does seem to be wanting to distance herself from that. And I think that can only work in her favor. And I would encourage her to stay on that train of thought for sure. And I'm telling you right now, if she stops that behavior and she stops going and harassing people in front of their homes, whether she thinks they are guilty or not, it doesn't fucking matter what she thinks. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. It matters what a judge thinks, what a grand jury thinks, what a state's attorney thinks. That's what matters, because they're the ones who sign search warrants, take depositions, indict people, charge people, adjudicate people guilty or not guilty. So if she's going to hang that up, because that's not protesting, okay? That is not protesting. And I'm saying right now, if she stops that and retires that portion of her career, well, I, for one, I will not punish her in perpetuity for that. But it's not going to go away like that. People are not going, like a little kid, childish thinking, well, you haven't seen that. I protested 4 times. I think that's what I've heard her say in the past. Well, kind of like people who lie, pathological or not. Well, just because you decide to turn over a new leaf tomorrow and say, you know what, it's a new year and I'm not going to be a pathological shitbag liar anymore. Well, that doesn't mean that all of the rest of us have to then say, okay, well, it's been 22 hours and 14 minutes and 3 seconds and counting. So, you know what? Don't call little Susie Q a pathological liar anymore. She gave up lying 23 hours ago. No, you have to prove yourself with a track record. So I won't. If she really leaves that behind, well, then I will certainly leave behind discussing that. And I'm sure most other people will as well. Hi, Nacy B. How are you? But if your claim to fame is being an absolute belligerent asshole, normal people do not do a lot of the things she has done. I mean, I'm telling you, hand to God. Oh, never mind. I don't need them. I don't need those people in here. I've never known anybody in my life ever who's gone and stood in front of someone's house because they think they committed a crime based on nothing more than what is available in the public sphere. And I don't give a shit if she's, listen, there's other problems with her besides just standing in front of people's houses and screaming. I very much hope she does retire that part of her act, her career, sorry. But how about, you know, there are so many channels on here, countless channels that discuss true crime that are not controversial at all. But you know what they're not doing? Something else she likes to do very much that no one should be doing. And that is playing citizen investigator and interfering in open cases by, oh, I don't know, either offering witnesses money for interviews, or even if you don't offer them money, and I don't know, maybe you buy them dinner, or maybe you don't do jack shit and they're just a thirsty bitch, like, I don't know, maybe her, and they want to talk to you for whatever reason because maybe their marble count is not that high. I mean, so she is not a victim, okay? I am not, she has come by her reputation quite naturally as the result of her deplorable, oh God, that sounds like Hillary Clinton. Scratch that, because I cannot stand that bitch. Oh God, kind of like Prayer Garden ruined fucking absolutely. God, I can never say deplorable again because Hillary Clinton. Oh, that's just another reason to not stand that bitch. Betty has earned her reputation. She has come by it quite naturally. And when you want to behave in an outrageous manner, you do not get to sit back and say, well, it's not fair that, you know, you're harassing me. Well, define harassment. What is it? Somebody sending you emails? Now, I think the number I heard was 80 something, allegedly. I haven't seen them for myself, so I'm not going to comment on those until and unless I do. But let's just say there's 80 some odd emails. Would I ever do that? Hell No. Am I going to say that someone sending you 80 some odd emails in comparison to your persona, your behavior? Sorry, we're still like this. And I'm not a hypocrite, okay? Just because I think that most of what she does is vile, that does not mean that I would ever condone someone truly trying to cause her a real world serious problem. Hurt feelings, get fucked. Okay? That's what I'll say to that. Because she has dished out plenty of hurt feelings. She has done some really gross things. She has hurt people. She's hurt plenty of feelings. And the most outrageous thing that she does, besides standing in front of people's houses, making a damn fool of herself, taking over neighborhoods. I mean, how much of a child are you when you think, apparently, that because you believe someone to be guilty of a crime, no matter how vile that crime may be, and proclaiming that you've got some great legal knowledge, and I'm here to tell you, like I said, I've forgotten more of my legal education than I think she's ever known. And I'm basing that on all her filings and her bets. You might want to stop emailing it at 3 something in the morning because it ain't working out for you. It's not looking good. And as someone who knows a lot about the law, well, Betty, you know that the law is about precision and attention to detail, especially when it comes to filings. Every little word matters. And, punctuation, that really shouldn't be an afterthought. Just saying. I mean, when written and oral argument is what is going to tip the balance in your favor, I don't know, you might want to pay a little more attention to how you present yourself. But hey, Gina F. The fact that she thinks someone is guilty of some crime, heinous it may be, when she is not privy to anything more than I am or you are. She is not privy to the case file. She is not speaking with law enforcement, not on anything more than the public information officer would give to anyone. How much of a child are you when you think that gives you the right? And it may be lawful to stand in front of someone's house night and day, inciting other fucking losers who don't have enough to do than come and scream with you. Well, what about all the other people that live on the street? Like, what kind of a childish mindset do you have when you think that none of those people matter? Like, oh, well, who cares? I mean, to me, that very much falls into the broader heading of outrageous behavior. Hey, Cece Jill. Well, I hope you feel better. She has a very juvenile mindset, which seems to go hand in hand with all that outrageous conduct. but then thinking that she gets to sit back and say, I'm a victim of harassment. While I don't condone that, and I don't want to see anybody do that to her or anyone else. But I'm also a realist. And I'm not about to sit here and say, well, my God, I can't understand. Why would anybody do that to her? She's just such a nice girl. I mean, come on. Just because you don't deserve something and civilize Betty, you want to behave in an uncivilized manner, but you want to be the beneficiary of civilized treatment. Make that make sense. I can't. So all of this was I'm talking about before I get into these and we laugh is because I see something. It's not going unnoticed. I see it. I know what's happening. I see who's showing up in chats. If you don't think, I'm telling everybody right now, just please listen to this and let it sink in. And I am talking to a lot of the players involved in this split from Queen Bee. And I like all of you, okay? And I hope you know that. And I hope you also believe the words I have just said. I will talk shit about Betty. I would never go real life on Betty. And as far as I know, I am going to give Betty this much right here. As far as I know, she has never tried to do that to me. Does that mean she's not going to try tomorrow? She may. But as far as I know, she has never done that. And for that, I thank her. But don't think that I haven't been bracing for impact this whole time. I would be everything I just accused Betty of if I wasn't. So I hope that all of you involved in this believe what I just said, because here's what's happening, and here's what I hope you don't let happen. And this is not me trying to tell you who you should welcome in your chat, etc. I share your sentiment and your thoughts that I can call out wrong and bad behavior when I see it. And for about the 300th time in this live stream, I do not condone anyone harassing Betty. That does not mean that this pile of shit right here has any merit. Unfortunately, that's not going to be for me to decide. That'll be for the judge to decide. But I very much hope. We all heard Betty say, I'm slightly paraphrasing this. I heard it a couple weeks ago, and I swear to you, up until right now, when I came in here a few minutes before, everybody listening probably knew slightly more than I did about all this shit. I think this cleaving from Queen Bee, the Great Divide, the Continental Divide, I think all of this, if I go back in hindsight, and that's the only way I can go back, because I am not now, nor have I ever been in the inner circle. You guys were all in the inner circle. I was not. And you know that I was not. But when I go back in my mind, and I don't want to be, I've made no secret of the fact I call Queen Bee a friend, and we do text out off of YouTube. But I promise you, she's got a lot of people she texts off of YouTube. And I am probably way down at the bottom of that list of people. And if I text her, it's usually a joke in the context of, oh my God, I'm just watching. Because I've said many times, my typical pattern in the morning is when I get up, I sit on the couch, I have at least 2 cups of coffee this size, and I get caught up from the night before. And it's almost always Queen Bee. I listen to Laura a lot in the morning too. And the reason I listen to those two, well, I like them both. But even more than that, it's because I know that those are 2 channels where they're going to talk about everything. Like they're talking about whatever's going on, they're going to be covering it. And I like them for different reasons. So, allegedly innocent. Oh my God. Allegedly innocent. Did you used to be known by something else? I think you were. You don't just say yes or no. Hey, Amy M, how are you? Did anybody else come in that I didn't say hello to? Yes! Oh my God. Oh, you're going to make me fangirl. No joking aside, can I tell you that you did a video on Summer Wells where you changed some from the car photo, and you had some software where you were able to change properties of the pictures. Can I tell you, I watched that video in its entirety 2 days in a row. I have recommended that to multiple people, and that was one of the most haunting things in that case I have ever seen. Yes. Hey, Trace, how are you? Yes. That, if y'all could drop Jules, or allegedly innocent, if you could drop her link, and anyone else in the chat who's got a channel, Jules does not have. Allegedly innocent used to be Jules of Thought. She doesn't have a lot of videos, I don't think, on Summer Wells, but the few that, and there's a reason for that. And that's just something she chooses to do. I'm not here check it out. That's all I can say. That she has, the ones that are there are very thought-provoking. And the one I'm speaking of, I am not kidding you when I tell you, after watching that, I didn't sleep well that night, because I mean, like, you could just see it. And I believe it. Okay, so, oh God, girl, you may be like, I don't want to, can you tell me if there, am I on the, never mind. You know, I used to say, this is funny because I used to say, when I had my first channel, I would say, I'm not a shrink, I just play one on YouTube, but if you want a real shrink, and I would send people to you. So back to that, so we can get on with the funny. All right, so I hope that all of you trust and believe that we're on the same wavelength. Johnson, when you said, I think you said something to the effect of, you know, if you can't call out the real life shit that's wrong, I hope you trust that I can, and I'm not that person. And while I may flambe her with my mouth, you know, did I forget Chef? Yeah, Betty is a chef as well. So, Betty, you'll understand flambe. My tongue is like a flamethrower. It can be. So in hindsight, looking back, I remember Betty kind of putting out a plea where she said, now, I didn't know it at the time. I saw it. Y'all know I don't do YouTube at night. I'm here on my own streams, and then I catch up the next day. I can't, it's not good for I don't sleep well when I do YouTube at night. I'm trying to get away from this place makes my blood pressure go up. That's not conducive to good sleep. So that's why I don't YouTube at night. So, but I very distinctly remember Betty putting out like a plea where she said, reach out to me and you know who you are. Betty saw what was coming, and she wants to turn someone. She wants to make someone a turncoat. And I guess my plea to you guys is, don't let your hurt and your anger and listen, I'm not taking a side, because number one, I'm not privy to all the details, and number two, who am I to tell you how you should feel about your experience with someone else? But what I will say is, please do not let your anger and your hurt over whatever happened, please don't let Betty use that to get inside baseball, because I know that's what she wants, and I already see it happening. I mean, why do you think Sonia was in Jones's chat? And listen, I don't have any issue with Sonia. The one time I was in Betty's chat, Sonia was lovely. She was the only person I talked to. So I don't have, listen, if I was Team BHB and I was Sonia, I mean, Crazy Nurse is like my Sonia. I understand. I'd be doing the same thing Sonia's doing. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm also trying to say is, please don't let her do it, because Betty does not need all this shit. This is abusive in so many different ways. It's abuse of process. It's abuse of some fucking bizarre perceived authority she thinks she has. Like, she does not need to be encouraged in this endeavor. Okay. So I see it. I see what she's trying to do. And obviously, I mean, I heard Joneson tell Sonia to email her. So, I'm sure she's going to be emailing you a whole lot. So I just hope I hope that's not going to happen. Because listen, there's nobody in this situation, not from what I've seen, there's nobody that gets to put a little merit badge on and say that my hands are totally clean. There's nobody in this platform who's totally clean. Shit. And the releasing the messages, hey Glenda, come on. I'm telling you, if Crazy Nurse decided to start reading off her text messages right now between us, you better believe there's some very There's some very colorful ones with, well, I'm sure you can imagine. Well, you see what I say on here. Oh, thanks. Like this jacket. Florida, Florida dips below. What are we today? I think we're in the 60s. We're in the low 60s. So I'm trying to wear every winter item that I have in the next, 46 hours. I'm gonna be doing a live stream every 2 hours with a new winter item. All right, so that's it. That's all. And now finally, we're at the good part. The part you've all been waiting for. Big shout out to Crazy Nurse because, oh my God, please tell me that's not. I don't think I need to pick that up, but let me just. Okay, no, we're good. Y'all, now you know that I'm old, so I like paper. This, in terms of Betty filings, well, my goodness, that's not even a 1/4 inch, I don't think. And it just so happens. Oh, look, oh, God almighty. This isn't all of it. This is just a small portion. This is just a small portion of Betty's other filings. Yes, I'd say there's a good center. Oh, damn, bad Lisa. I didn't mean that. I mean, there's at least 2 more inches somewhere. So in terms of Betty, this wasn't her this wasn't her magnum opus, but none of them are her magnum opus. But now about I think it was 57 pages. And in full disclosure, it may have been perfectly in order when it was e-filed. Hey, Ron's with scissors. What came out was, I'm reading the emails going, huh? So I had to hit up Crazy Nurse last night and I said, can you please do me a huge favor? Can you take these damn emails and put them in order? Because I tried. I did. I started and I'm like, oh, well, this is no big deal. I'll just look at the timestamps and start numbering. Well, no, that didn't work either. So, of course, Crazy Nurse did it. She did not fail me. What the hell? Oh my God, I've even got old pieces of Betty paper. All right, let me put these someplace so we don't. All right. Should we cleanse? Let's cleanse. Although we're still talking about the same. Oh, we'll cleanse. Oh, this is the first ring of the gong for 2024. Ringing in a new legal filing. Oh, shit. What's in the bowl? Damn it. Something's in the bowl. Okay, let's try that again. Where am I going to put all this shit? All right. We'll just put that down there. All right. Let's try this again. I didn't like the way that sounded. Oh. Maybe I'll learn how to play this thing. What song should we have it play? Oh, look at that. All right. Guilty. Guilty, Your Honor. All right. This is the latest and greatest. Now, what I'm going to read are strictly the emails that went back and forth between, let me get rid of this shirt, between Betts and the lawyer. Did y'all like my thumbnail? Did you like my, for anybody who may not be familiar and you looked at that thumbnail and was like, what in the hell does Kung Fu avatars and kittens have to do with, and pelicans? Well, the pelicans were probably obvious. Okay, so the pelicans sitting on the giant stacks of paper, because this is the Pelican brief. Yes, you would think it is. Except Betty is no John Grisham. No. This is the Highlights magazine version of the Pelican brief, available at a pediatrician's office near you. So that's what the pelicans and the paper are for. The little kung fu emojis, and I think I just did the girl this time. Or no, did I do? Oh, I did the little girl, and I did some of the kung fu cats. And that's because one of the last 4,597 live streams on Betty's legal filings, I said at some point, we're back at it and we're going to be kung fu fighting our way through the Pelican brief. And now, of course, instead of just stacks of paper, we got stacks of Benjamins, because, you know, Betty's willing to, well, despite what she told her peeps, which I didn't hear, but word on the street is she's, well, I know she sits up there like she's a cross between fucking Sandra Day O'Connor and who? I don't, who's like a female blowhard? Oh, well, no, I hate to, never mind. I don't, you know Betty. All right. So while she tells her audience that, you know, she's got this, she has got this, she is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she is a legal scholar, all you dumbasses out there, all you crusty bread, yeah, too stupid to, oh yeah, you know. Yes, she has every confidence. This is baby, it ain't over till the fat bitch sings. And she ain't singing. Now, that's what Betty tells her people. But as you're going to see by these emails, what she is telling the lawyer is, Betty, girl, what is going on with you? Why are you firing off legal missives at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning? Like, Betty, you know, I've given up trying to help you in the fashion arena. I mean, I'm still going to keep giving you the advice. I know you're not going to listen to it. I'm still going to give it to you. Hell, Betty, did you see my Buc-ee's? Did you see my Buc-ee's outfit? Girl, that was inspired by you. I'm sure, you know, Betty, I know you must watch me sometime. But yeah, I said something like I could go to the gas station and buy an outfit and rock it better than, you know, what Betty wears on the daily. Well, I think I met that challenge yesterday with my Buc-ee's reveal. So, I mean, I'm still going to keep giving you the advice, even though you're not taking it clearly. But Betty, I'm going to need you to meet a comma, at least a comma. Okay. What's very interesting to me, Betty, is that of all the legal documents I've ever seen and read, you definitely, I've never seen the judicious use. Oh, did you like that? Like how I threw that in there? Judicious, when in Rome and whatnot. I don't think I've ever seen the judicious use of exclamation points. So you have met punctuation at some point. You've met an exclamation point, that's for sure. I mean, that would be an interesting metaphor. Yeah, I guess if your life was a piece of punctuation, yeah, it would be an exclamation point. Mine, mine would be a comma and an ellipsis. But Betty, I mean, honestly, like, I'm embarrassed for you, as I so often am. But Betty, I mean, why? What? Seriously, I know you get up early, the ass crack of dawn, but 3 something ish in the morning, that's not usually wakey. That's usually still wakey. That's why I said, ooh, Bets, are you doing like an early walk of shame, or what's the last call? What time's last call where you live, Bets? Is all of Florida the same? It used to be like 1:30 in the morning. I don't know. All right. Buckle up. Thank you for calling. No. Thank you for flying Crimes and Fashion Airline. In preparation for takeoff, please ensure that your seat backs and tray tables are in the locked and upright position. In the event of a sudden change in cabin pressure, the oxygen mask will deploy from above you. Please secure the mask firmly over yourself and then those traveling with you. Oh, and if you're in the exit row, just remember you're going to have to hold the door and deploy the slide. And now I'm hearing Prince singing International Lover. Anybody know that song? That is one of Prince's little known songs, but it's fabulous. So if you're a Prince fan and you've never heard International Lover, listen. Yeah. Am I the only one who has sat in the exit row? Hey, Remy, was it Allegiant and Southwest? No. Allegiant, I pay like $100 extra to sit in me and the stewardess were like, hey girl. Oh, I love that lipstick. Yeah, she's like in the little jumper seat in front of me because my husband's got long legs and he's like, no, just pay the extra. Because that's the only damn seat on the plane that you can, have legroom. No, it was Southwest when I was coming home from Newport, Rhode Island a few months ago. Somehow my girlfriend got the damn exit row seats, and the flight attendant comes and she's like, okay, now, because she was seated before me. I don't know why we did our tickets at the same time, but her group was before mine. So when I boarded a few numbers later, she was already in the exit row. And I was like, damn girl, how'd you do that? And I plopped down next to her. And of course, there's a guy next to me. And comes the flight. Hi. Welcome to Southwest. Service to Tampa today. And I need to let you know that sitting in the exit row, are you okay with basically holding the door and deploying the slide? And she's like, I'm looking at her like, I don't know. And she says, I'm going to need a verbal. And I said, yeah. She walked away. I said, I was lying my ass off. I am not. Hell no. Ma'am, do you see me? The door weighs more than me. I am not the only one who lies in the damn exit row. So don't even say it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I know. Just add it to the list of one of the many things. I'm gonna go to the hot place, but that's okay because I already live in a hot place. So I'll just going someplace hotter. All right, let's get this shit show started. What the? Well, my goodness, this is quite unfortunate that I didn't see. That is so weird. Most of it printed fine, but there's a, okay. All right, here we go. This is from Bets to the lawyer. Betty, my goodness, girl, you didn't even have an opening salutation. You're just, Betty's just off to the races. No pleasantries. Well, why would her legal missives be any different than her real life? Yeah, no pleasantries. No hello, no screw you, no fuck you, no. Okay, 6:15 a.m. Oh, maybe she hadn't had her coffee yet. Okay, so despite the fact that Betty didn't say hello, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in there. Hi. I've learned from your client that, oh my gosh, this is very unfortunate, that there is new court filing, singular, from your office. Oh, Betty! 1 point on the leaderboard for Bets. She put a period. Good girl. It appears I have never received any communication, nor have I received a copy. Betty, redundant. I have not received any communication would indicate that you had not then received a copy. Okay. 2 sentences, and then we go on to a, oh, Betty, you are listening. Because last time we talked, I had to tell you what a paragraph was, and now you're using too many of them. Now we're having 2-sentence paragraphs. Okay. At this point, I am pausing. She does not ever pause. There should be a comma there. At this point, I'll need to review what transpired since your client is now telling her audience that I have magical powers and now can assign attorneys. Blah, blah, blah. Betty, how many times do I have to tell you this? Do you see how difficult it is? Listen, I know your brilliance. Just you're so busy typing it that you got to get it all up. Well, Betty, you're quite a bit younger than me. Never mind. I was going to say, well, you're old like me. You can't remember. Like even I will use punctuation while I'm trying to keep that thought in my head before it, So let's read it like, I swear to God, there's not one piece of punctuation in this thing at all. So the sentence I'm going to read to you has no punctuation at all. At this point, I'll need to review what transpired, that your client is now telling her audience that I have magical powers and can now assign attorneys on court cases. You're going to need to review what transpired where? YouTube? Because we all know that you do nothing but obsessively watch what is transpiring. So what are you talking about? Magical powers and can now assign attorneys in court cases. I think what she is speaking of is when I believe there was that the clerk in some of the initial filings, I think the clerk of court erroneously assigned Queen Bee's lawyer as being Betty's counsel. I think that's what she's speaking of. Oh, Bets. Hey, Purple Haze. You did? Well, do you know International Lover? I love that song. Magical lines up. We're all lost. Get used to it. It's a state of being whenever we get into this kind of Hey, bee's knees, how are you? Okay, if I missed anybody who came in, I'm sorry and hello. Okay, moving on. I'm tired of the harassment and her continuing to incite her audience, period. While I'm quite pleased to see that you used punctuation, Betty, that would have been the time to perhaps enlighten the reader as to what it is she incited them to do. I get it. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was me, because that's how a normal person would say it. I'm sorry. I need to read it as she typed it. I get you don't care, comma. Oh, another point on the leaderboard. But trust me, she did not. Y'all, I swear to you, I have not read these up until now. These came into my inbox Friday. I have been so busy. I got a new vacuum cleaner, by the way. Yes, my second Dyson in I forget how many years, not enough, failed. And I decided to branch out and try a Shark. And you know what? It's, my God, the suction on that thing is definitely superior to the Dyson. But this is not about vacuum cleaners. But I'm just saying, I've been very busy. And hand to God, oh God, don't be coming back in here. Listen, just remember what I said at the beginning. I got these on Friday. I've been very busy vacuuming and, doing all kinds of other fabulous things. This is truly the first that I have read any of this. So you're getting my cold read and my cold reaction, which is usually comical. I get it. No, there I go again. I get you don't care, comma, but trust me, you piss them off, they'll come after your reputation as well. Oh, Bets, I think, didn't you yourself, haven't you threatened him with sanctions and I'm going to tell the judge? Oh, God. Hey, Lanky, how are you? I have to say, Betty, I'm sure that that the attorney is, well, it's probably one of the more creative emails he's received from Betty, as Betty likes to say, she's the co-counsel or the opposing counsel. Oh God, no, not co-counsel. Jesus, she couldn't even be co-counsel on the damn People's Court. She could be Doug Llewellyn's. God, I used to love that show. Ooh, yeah, before Harvey Levin had a media empire, he'd be out there with that sticky microphone. So tell me, what do you think about Judge Wapner's ruling? I hate that bitch. I've never, Betty, like seriously, even for you, this is absurd. You are speaking to an attorney and you use the word piss. Okay, yeah, I've never seen a legal professional speak to another legal professional in such a way. But yes, you do continue to surprise me. Okay. So you may want to start advising your client that judge will eventually see all of this. And while some may be covered as freedom of speech, comma, another point on the board. Oh, but we're going to have to deduct all three of those for all the places where she didn't put punctuation. Collectively, this constitutes a heck of a lot more. Oh, Ward, aren't you being a little hard on the beaver? Okay, so you go from telling a lawyer don't piss them off, to then using a 1950s Leave It to Beaver, oh, and a heck of a lot more. Like, wow. Betty, do you have any other people that we haven't met besides Bullhorn Betty? Please tell me there's an English teacher somewhere in there, and that Bullhorn Betty's just beating the shit out of her every day of her life and saying, "No, bitch, it's not your turn." Like, but thanks for the memories. Would y'all like me to read that again with punctuation? I'm tired of the harassment and her continuing to incite her audience. Betty, just for a frame of reference here, do you realize that this did get made part of the filing? It went to the judge can see all this. You might want to inform the reader, who is not Krama, who her and she is, okay? Because it's clear that you're all over the damn place here, and we could be talking about anybody. I mean, you have brought many people's names into this. I'm sure the judge. Listen, if I was this judge's wife, I've already said. I mean, listen, everybody has pillow talk. They have wine time, whatever. So, honey, tell me about your day. What's going on? Got any new interesting cases? Oh yeah, I've got this social media case. Oh yeah, this crazy bitch on. Oh, I mean this poor aggrieved victim of everybody and everything. Yeah, she's interesting. All he has to do is give me a couple of honey, do you know oh God, what are some of she's used all these euphemisms like vernacular that is, oh, what's the one? Why can I? Nomenclature. Like, YouTube has its own nomenclature. Can you imagine this judge when she's saying things like simp, super chats? What else does she say? Oh, tragedy pimps, although that one at least is a little self-explanatory. But if I'm this judge's wife, this shit right here, this is becoming part of my bunko night, okay? Obviously not the paperwork, but I'm going to say, honey, listen. Every time you get new filings about this, I'm going to need the update. And yeah, Betty, I promise you, you probably are the subject of, well, at least you're providing entertainment somewhere, for God's sake. I'm tired of the harassment and her continuing to incite her audience. I get you don't care, but trust me, you piss them off, they'll come after your reputation as well. So you may want to start advising your client that the judge will eventually see all of this. And while some of this may be covered as freedom of speech, collectively, this constitutes a heck of a lot more, Ward. Okay. Oh, but wait, there's more. Oh, good. Now we're back to the one-sentence paragraphs. One sentence, one sentence, one sentence, one sentence, one sentence. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with the way it's electronically filed. So we won't. We'll give her that one, although it is weird. I mean, I don't know how an electronic filing would separate sentences into paragraphs, but what do I know? I do want a meaningful resolution. Oh, Betty, that was pretty good. I'm going to give you a point. Never mind. I'm taking the point back because You should have just put a comma and then gone on with your next thought. Instead, you put a period and made it a paragraph. I'm not required to settle later down the road. Period. Clearly, there should be a comma there. Now we're 2 points negative. Clearly, she is not remorseful, and that will play into future action. Bitch, you can't even handle the action you've got now. I think you better just slow your roll on future action. Why don't you perfect the current action before worrying about future action? Okay. A new sentence paragraph. Oh, wait, this is a good one. Oh yeah, we're going to be deducting more points here. She copyright issues as well. Bets, I think you need to have more coffee before you start in on this. She copyright issues as well. Truly, I don't know what that means. I guess she means to say she has copyright issues as well. Okay, it should have been a comma. It doesn't need to be a period. We're going to deduct another point. So this is not going to be the end of the legal hurdles your client is going to have to deal with. Okay. New sentence paragraph. So it is my hope you speak to your client, and if she truly wants to put this behind her, I'm willing to have those discussions, comma. Yeah, there should have been at least 2 before that. But her case is very weak, and so are the arguments. To which I would say, then sweet pea, why are you willing to take 100 and what was she asking? 200,000. So why are you willing to take a 100,980? What did she say she'd settle for? 20,000. Oh Jesus, this is embarrassing. That would be 100,980. No. 87. Somebody tell me what. Jesus, I never said I was a math scholar. I've been talking too much. I'm fried. I don't math on my good days. All right, let's see. It's not 980. 100,800. Yes. Why are you willing to take? Oh yeah, or in educated people math. At least I can speak. When you meet people, you don't have to bust out your math skills. Listen, I never said I was an accountant. The math I am fabulous at, percentages. I can tell a bitch a percentage. I can give you the clearance price. Oh, yeah, that 180,000. How did I say it? 100,800. Yes. Why are you willing to take a $180,000 deduction if your case is so rock solid? I mean, I wouldn't. New paragraph sentence. So it is my hope you speak to your client, and if she truly wants to put this behind her, I'm willing to have those discussions, comma. Okay, we're back to -2 now. Oh, I'm going to wipe those points. I'm going to wipe her negative point deductions off the leaderboard. We're going to start back at 0 because this dumbass could not figure out what 200,000 minus 20,000 was. So Betty, see, I'm fair, okay? I'm taking all of your dumb and I'm putting you back to zero for my epic math blunder. Okay. So let it never be said that I'm number one, afraid to do math on a live stream. I need to work on that. That I do need to be afraid. The show must go on, Betty. Well, now I'm kind of feeling how Betty most, well, she should feel like this. She probably doesn't. But there's most days she probably, on some of her many epic blunders, she probably should wish that the floor would just suck her right down into it. Ooh, Florida, we have a lot of sinkholes, If ever there was a time I wished for a sinkhole, it might have been that math. But Betty, look, in the interest of fairness, my little dumb blonde blunder has put your career of dumb blonde. I'm very hesitant to call that blonde, but anyway, I'm to make it fair. We're starting now back at the baseline, 0. Just like the fee award, you're going to get 0. Okay. So it is my hope you speak to your client. Did I already read that one? I did read that one. New sentence paragraph. Ooh, put one on the board right away because she used an apostrophe in the contraction. So 1 point. You're an attorney. Betty, telling the man what he already knows. Yeah. Points gone. Yeah. Oh, Betty, that doesn't set the right tone. You're an attorney, and I knew you've analyzed. How about I know you've analyzed? Not I knew. I know. I knew you've analyzed this case enough that to know your client isn't walking away without paying some damages. Let's try that again properly. You're an attorney, comma, and I know you've analyzed this case enough. Get rid of that. To know your client isn't walking away without paying some damages. Survey says. New sentence paragraph. If you want to judge rule, woo, my goodness, Betty, are you drinking your special coffee when you're doing this? Because yeah, we're gonna have to take a point away for that. What are we up to? -2 again. Gosh, see how fast that math blunder just this wiped it all away. If you want to judge rule that I have a case, I'll argue it, but when... And Betty, I promise you, I promise all of Karama that in the event that this abomination goes to trial, I'm already planning my wardrobe, and and I've got my press pass. Where's my press pass? Here it is. I keep it close by. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, it's down there somewhere. I'm gonna fall right over on this chair. I'm gonna do a save Robbie. And whoop, fall right out of my chair. Yeah, Betty. if you want the judge to rule that I have a case, I guess she's saying, I'll argue it. Betty, you will argue anything. That's your life. That's what fills you up, arguing. Which it's a shame that your aspirations don't match your IQ. Or you could have been a real lawyer and you could have argued for a living. Instead, you just like to argue with everyone who comes into your atmospheric space. That's what you do. I will argue it, but when I do, we're going to trial. I guess that should be the end of the sentence, or at least a comma. Again, comma, I'm not required to settle at any time. She is correct about that. She's not. Bitch, if they offered you $20, you'd be wise to take it. But nobody's ever accused you of being wise. That's definitely not, we don't have to worry about that. New sentence paragraph. Your client would spend extensively more money making you the only beneficiary of all the donated money. Now I do realize that's wonderful for you. Comma. But is it for your client? Extensively? Like, this is so convoluted. So let me put it in intelligent people writing. Sir, you wait, let me, it is so, like, I guess what the dumbass is trying to say is, while I understand that making you the recipient of the largesse of the donated legal fund proceeds is very much in your own self-interest. However, your client's self-interest would be better served by settling with my rabid ass. Betty, for a very large fee, I could be persuaded to help you with your legal filings. No, not really. I wouldn't do it for a large fee. But if I was going to charge a fee, you couldn't afford me. So I guess that's what she was trying to say. I mean, honest to God, I'm going to read it again as she wrote it. And you tell me if I got it right. It's very difficult for me to read something that is so convoluted and poorly worded that I hope I put it into like what she's trying to say. I very proudly do not understand what goes on up there. So your client would spend extensively more money making you the only beneficiary of all the donated money. Now I do realize that's wonderful for you, comma, but is it for your client? Is that rhetorical, or are you actually like waiting for an answer? New sentence paragraph. Oh, actually, this is 2 sentences. Oh, God. Oh, no. It is 3 lines. This next one. Oh, I'm sorry. She did use 1 period. Okay. I'll concede not to file future legal action, comma, good for you, including the copyright action, comma. Oh my God, 2 of them. But if she keeps going and she keeps attacking me endlessly, then I have a good cause to sue her. You're already suing her. How many times are you going to sue her, Betty? I'm ready to file a new action for the nonsense she's done since this action began. Betty, nonsense is not a legal term. and is all encompassing. Betty, when I hear nonsense, you know what I think? Besides my friend and Maud, nonsense. In my mind, I picture now Johnny, you're not going to get to sit with the rest of the kids at circle time. This is your last warning, Johnny, and your card, you're already on a yellow card. You're going to go to a red card. I mean, so, well, Betty, congratulations for this, because you have managed to achieve a couple firsts where I'm concerned. Exclamation points in a lawsuit. Using the word nonsense in the scope of some kind of unwritten, misunderstood allegation that you can't seem to articulate, unless she does further down, and she might attempt to. And what was the other thing she did that was so, like, what the? Oh, yes, use the word piss. Yes, that was it. Okay, moving. I'm done. Oh, new sentence paragraph. I'm done with her bully tactics, period. Of course, it could have been a comma, but I'm going to start going to the Oh, I'm so glad I didn't read this shit ahead of time. Hold on. This is a good time for me to reapply my lipstick. Because Betty. Now, Betty. Don't you think we have enough problems in this country? I mean, look at ma'am, we are currently in a recession, whether they say we are or not. We are. I believe inflation's at about 22%, if that's what my husband said. Prices are through the roof. A 6-pack of soda, did I say, what was it? $8 or $9 at my grocery store? I mean, nobody has any money anywhere, including the federal government. They never do. But Betty, when's the last time you stroked a check to Uncle Sam? I'm just wondering. Oh, I can tell you all of the last 4 times I have. Betty, do you pay quarterly taxes? Something tells me you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be making a statement like this. I'll concede not to file future legal action, including the copyright action. But if she keeps going and she keeps attacking me. Oh, sorry. My bad. Next one. They all sound the same, except this one is really. I'm done with her bully tactics. I'm going to start going to the feds and my. This is as good as calling the FBI on a live stream. I'm going to go to the feds and my politicians if this doesn't stop. Betty, rest assured, your politicians hate your guts. Okay? The podium at the Manatee County Board of County Commissioners meeting hates your guts. It has begged repeatedly to either be like, please end the bleeding. Please throw me into a raging bonfire, or get Paul Bunyan and ask him to come do what he does. Like, please. Wood chipper, anything, like anything, whatever I have to do to make this woman leave me alone. Like, Betty, didn't you say in an earlier live stream that the reason you have had to to do this way, to deal with all the harassment of you. I mean, I'm curious, Betty, do you think I'm harassing you by doing this? Because this is all I've ever done. My actions have never left my office, nor will they. But something tells me you probably think that I am that this is harassment by me doing commentary on this. But I remember her saying that the reason she's had to do this is because something about, well, the investigative body is not, how did she put it? The county won't investigate or some bullshit. And I'm like, gee, I wonder why that is. Betty, my guess is that every politician that you encounter in your municipality will say, you are also, I promise you, you are water cooler conversation on the very unfortunate mornings when there's going to be a Board of County Commissioners meeting and they're all standing around going, oh my God, what do you think that bitch's problem is going to be today? You know it. So I don't know why you're surprised that when given the chance, if that's even like, I don't know what it was she was talking about, but she did make a statement very similar to what I just said. So I just don't know why do you think that anybody, now obviously a public official within the scope of their employment is obligated to, if there's something they can do to help you with, something you are experiencing that falls under their purview, well, obviously they have to, no matter what they think of you. But kind of like when you go and, well, let's see, I had to go to the tax collector's office not too long ago, and they have tons of windows open, and you get up to the window and I was deeding something, so that I was dealing with that, but as often happens when you're at a municipality, you get one thing done and maybe you're not even all the way done with it, and something else arises and they say, oh, well, we're going to need XYZ. Well, if you're a dick like you, they say, sorry, you're going to have to go sit back down, go get what you need, take a number and come back. If you're nice and you smile and, hi, how are you? Sometimes come bearing gifts. That's, I've been known to do that if it's a big problem. Not at the tax collector's office, but it would not be surprising to me if it was an optional thing. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they told you to get fucked. Yeah, because that's okay. Where did we stop? She's going to the feds. I'm going to the feds and my politicians if this doesn't stop. Of course, the reader has no idea what this is, so you might want to. She's going to need to get herself jammed up with significant. What is this, Shawshank Redemption? What is this? Like, she's going to get herself jammed up. Betty, is that you falling back on your lengthy arrest history? Is that the vernacular we use in the jail? What? She's going to get herself jammed up with significant criminal consequences because I will force my sheriff's hand. Oh, Betty! Ding, 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 ding. That's a big one for you. I'm going to give you 5 points on the leaderboard. She actually put sheriff '(S) to indicate possession of the sheriff's hand. Good for you. Betty, you are listening. Because I will force my sheriff's hand to investigate her conduct criminally. You will? How you gonna do that? She's going to get herself jammed up with significant criminal consequences. Well, like, can you expand on that a little? Because how is someone so vague yet so specific all at the same time? I will force my sheriff's hand to investigate her conduct criminally. Betty, I don't know about you, but listen, here's what I don't do. It's almost like if you cheat on your taxes, are you going to call the IRS and say, I think you should audit me because I pay federal income tax and I want to, I should be able to get audited. You do not need to be inviting law enforcement to investigate anything. Everybody in your county, according to people who live there, some of whom are in this chat, said, and interestingly enough, the person who called the wellness check on you, which for the reasons I've already articulated, I would have never done. And main reason being, I don't give a shit. I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't go out of my way enough to do that. But like, it's just, everybody in your town knows your bets, okay? You're going to force their hand. That's really rich. How are you going to do that? And didn't somebody say that she told a lie about beer can? Do you know? Word on the street. Betty, is that? Well, there's somebody else on here that likes to tell you how all he has to do is whistle and, the homies come running. That sounds funny with me saying that, doesn't it? The homies. Yeah. I heard that and I said, what the fuck is this West Side Story? Like, I'm picturing Natalie Wood and, oh God, Rita Moreno. Betty, how are you gonna force their hand? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna call that reporter that allegedly you said, didn't she tell her audience that there was a local reporter that was at the courthouse when she went for some such thing? And apparently said reporter, I guess, was contacted by somebody and said, I didn't even know she was involved in a lawsuit. Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people that would be all too happy to enlighten that person. Not me, because I couldn't be bothered. Force the sheriff's hands to investigate her conduct criminally. Please don't force my hand. Oh, here comes an exclamation point. Yes. Please don't force my hand, period. I want the bullying to end, exclamation point. Betty, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to sue your way out of being bullied? Do you see the problem here? This, my good faith attempt to resolve this issue before your client spends any more dollar of other people's money. Well, that's and here I thought you were a bitch. This will be my only attempt related to negotiation. Kind regards. Okay. All right, I think we're in the right order. Let me just look at the November 30th. Okay, 238, 250. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. That can't be right. 2, 3. Oh, hell, did I drop one? I know on one of these I have to refer back to the first page. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think this is right, y'all, but if not, all right, 12:59, November 30th, and then we have November 30th at 2:38. Oh God, crazy nurse, you know what we didn't take into account? There's a time change. So I don't think it's gonna, it's only, is it an hour? I think it's only an hour. So it won't, I don't think it's gonna make any difference, but I'm gonna read them as they're numbered, and I'll reverse them if I have to. Okay. Here is the attorney's response. Okay, everybody, you're gonna get a good one. Oh, a real paragraph. That's funny. How come he doesn't do sentence paragraphs? We're gonna, oh my God, y'all, you're in luck. You're gonna have a whole page and a paragraph of fluent, properly punctuated English. Stand by. Ms. Bullhorn, your email is received. I have not made any filing that has not been served on you. You can review whatever you please, but I'm puzzled by your accusation. Sir, we are all puzzled by everything that comes out of her mouth. So welcome. Yes, you will share our pain. The difference is you are getting paid a handsome fee to feel our pain. Your attack on me is furthered in your suggestion that I am making money off my client when it is not best for her. Like, Betty, I take it Betty's never had a lawyer that wasn't court appointed, because an attorney of this caliber in this, and I'm just going to guess, I think this is somewhat close to a major metropolitan city. These kinds of cases are very complex. I don't know what he charges hourly, but my guess is a minimum on the bottom end of the spectrum. I'm saying $350, and at the top end, $550 to $600 an hour. That is not at all out of line for a seasoned, experienced civil litigator. And like I said, I do believe this is within the Chicago metropolitan area, and that makes. Oh, runs with scissors. It's in this filing. Okay, $300 an hour. Okay, well, so I was off $50. Your attack on me is furthered in your suggestion that I am making money off my client when it is not best for her. I have reviewed your videos explaining she will need to hire an attorney. She has. I am not sure how you expected that to go for you. Oh, I can answer that. She thinks that she is probably going to win against you. But that's not because she has any skill. That's because she's fucking delusional. And please bear in mind, that is not to say that there are not lay people who have represented themselves. It does not happen often, but there absolutely have been pro se litigants in the civil and criminal realm who have prevailed over real attorneys. It's few and far between, and she sure as hell is not one of them. I cannot make decisions for my client. I can advise her. I do advise her, and she makes the decision. Again, I strongly encourage you to retain counsel who can explain the nature of the attorney-client relationship in further detail. I note you seem to concede there is a free speech issue here, which is true. While I have expressed that you can be offended for what you believe to be, quote, a heck of a lot more, end quote, it is simply not actionable. You have persisted anyway and have done so without securing counsel who could have advised you that the behavior you take issue with is not actionable. I'm pretty sure I uttered that phrase about 87,000 times when this started. Those very two words, not actionable. Put another way, I disagree that my client's position is weak. In fact, I believe not only is it strong, but there is a strong chance of a fee award to be entered against you and to my client's benefit. Frankly, nothing is certain in litigation. That's true, but I'd say this is probably 99.5% certain. But the idea that my client is likely to have a damage award entered against her is not something I believe to be a significant risk. Sir, I don't either. So we're definitely on the same page. I am happy to relay any settlement offer you make to my client. However, if you have made one here, it is not clear. What I think I see is, and then we have 4 bullet points. You dropped your case against my client with prejudice. Presumably, my client drops her case against you with prejudice. No money exchanges hands. And the only claims settled are those 4 up to and through today. Is this correct? If not, please lay out the proposed terms of settlement so I can relay to my client, advise, and get back to you in due course. Finally, I will be making the court aware of your threats of criminal prosecution to gain an advantage in civil litigation. Such behavior is unethical. Oh, sir, listen, unethical? That's where she lives and resides. This is the least of the unethical things. Well, it's hard. It's, when you don't have any ethics, everything's unethical. That said, please provide dates of your availability to be deposed in January or February 2024. Okay, I think. Let me just make sure. Oh, I came back with a terrible cold from vacation. And it's funny because it'll go, I think it's almost all the way gone. And then when I start really talking for a long period of time, I start getting congested again. Okay, I think this is the right page. Let me just make sure. Okay. From Bullscorn. I would like to make you aware of this in case you'd like to review. And then we go to Times QB discussed BHB and Dolly having sex. Oh, God. Dolly's probably mortified. In this video dated October 13th, 2022, Queen Bee plays a video to push her narrative and make fun of BHB. Betty, do you know how many people make fun of you? This video is titled, Kylie Rodney death ruled accidental drowning, not murder. Can she rest in peace? This video has over 2,100 views. At approximately the 2-hour, 32-minute Betty, like, now riddle me this. At approximately the 2, just like you put if you were writing 2 hours and 32 minutes, 2:32. Don't ask me why she felt the need to then put another :00 to denote, which would denote it's at exactly 2 hours and 32 minutes. Okay, she didn't need it, but whatever, she put it there. Then in parentheses, she writes out 2 hours, 32 minutes. Do you think the attorney does not fucking know how to read 2:32? That he doesn't know what that means? It's like, what? God, like, she is just, I don't get it. I don't get anything she says or does. At 2 hours and 32 minutes, she starts discussing BHP and shows a cartoon/animated video made by Heels in the Air. That's incorrect, is my understanding. I don't think that was made by Heels in the Air. I thought I heard it was made by, what is the name of the channel? It'll come to me. If I'm wrong, I'll stand corrected. I know that who didn't make it was Queen Bee. So, making fun of BHP and Dolly Vision. And that's illegal? That's actionable? Someone making a animated video making fun of. It's interesting to me that this bitch thinks she needs to school a learned person, either a judge or an attorney, on what 2 hours and 32 minutes looks like, what that means. She paren and she spells it out like she's telling it to a child. But then she uses, when it's time to be very specific, she says, video made by Heels in the Air making fun of BHP and Dolly Vision. Are you vindicating everything I'm saying? Because I will use that as street cred. That's just in YouTube. At approximately. Now here we go. What is wrong with her? What's going on up here? At approximately 2:34:14. Now, I mean, call me crazy, but that's a little more complex, okay? She felt the need to explain to an attorney what 2:32 meant, but now we're gonna really complicate this because we're gonna add seconds in there. So now we've got 2:34. I'm sorry, colon 2:34:14, but she doesn't bother to explain what that means. BHB and DV are shown in bed, begin to kiss, and he hops on top. Betty's the fucking Dr. Seuss of legal documents. He hops on top. Hop on pop, hops on top. The sneeches and the snitches and the snitches get stitches, bitches. BHB hops on pop, pops on top. I mean, God, Dolly, are you mortified? Oh God, I'm mortified for you. Begin to kiss, and he hops on top. I am absolutely afraid to turn the page. We don't have any little hold on, back to page 4. Page 4. Where's page 4? My page 4 or her page 4? My page 4. Insinuating sex. Thank God it didn't rhyme. Although I think she should have followed through with the rhyming theme. You know, I was a big fan of Shel Silverstein when I was a kid, and then my mom threw away her. My mom is that mom who said when she moved, "Honey, do you want your baby book? I'm gonna throw it out otherwise." Wedding dress gone. Like my mother's not a sentimental person, but the one thing she saved was when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of Shel Silverstein, particularly Where the Sidewalk Ends. She gave me mine. I gave it, then I used it with my son, and then I gave it to my nephew. That book is still, and do you know when I was a little girl, in fact, I just saw it in my guest room. I have these big bookshelves in my guest room. My copy of Eloise from when I was a little girl, I still have. And I actually went through it the other day. Skipper, or was it Skipper D? Skipper D, or I think it was Skipper D, the turtle. Oh God, if ever someone should have lived in the plaza. Oh, okay. The live chat is missing from this video. And Queen Bee apparently edited something from this live that went over 3.5 hours. Or I don't know, maybe like Betty, I don't know. Maybe what are we on YouTube? Maybe they ran out of servers. Like God knows. All right, now back to page now back to page 87 we go. From Betty. The only reason why I'm sending you this stuff, that might be another first. Stuff. The only reason I'm sending you these legal filings, the only reason I'm sending you this stuff, the only reason why I'm sending you this stuff is, Betty, I am so embarrassed for you. You are such a clown. Is, wait for it, cause. Is cause. The only reason I'm sending you this stuff is cause. Wouldn't it be cause and not cause? How about because? Like, I mean, honest to God, it actually, as someone who was a paralegal for a period of time, it really does. It disgusts me that she, like, please, I don't want anybody to think that this dribble and all the other dribble, I don't want anybody to think that this is a product of a good paralegal or legal mind, because it is not. She's barely high school level fluent in English, as far as I'm concerned. Cause I mean, I'm sending you this stuff cause now it's in your hands and you can no longer lie to the judge. I hope this judge just lambasts her ass. I mean, she has no respect at all for the process, for maybe that's why she never made it in the legal field, because I don't think she's capable of conducting herself in any kind of respectable, ethical manner. I mean, to accuse a practicing attorney in good standing of lying to a judge who is hearing his case. I mean, you just don't do it. You do not do it. And it just shows how grimy and juvenile she is. Now it's in your hands, and you can no longer lie to the judge about it. You are in the know now. You can no longer deceive the courts. Of what? What exactly is she talking about? Because I don't know. I mean, we've been reading this shit, and I have no idea what she's saying. I mean, it's all just vague, poorly worded, vague accusations that I don't even know what is she alleging? I don't even know. A cartoon? You're alleging that she played a cartoon. And even if the cartoon does depict exactly what she says, and if she told me water was wet, I would get a second opinion, but I'll go with her on this. Okay, fine, that's what it shows. And to the best of my knowledge, neither one of them are or were married when this happened. It is not illegal to depict. I mean, was it cartoon X-rated? I don't think it was. I would request that you make sure your client does not perjure herself any further. I hope you're prepared for trial, because I absolutely am. Oh, Betty's fucking up all night watching Aaron Brockovich. Better Call Saul. My Cousin Vinny. Oh, God. Betty is prepared for trial. God, I'm sure he's going to lose a lot of sleep over that one. He's going to be up practicing. Betty, are you going to be taking your Black Law Dictionary? I absolutely am, and I will be going forward, and there will be no future settlement offers. Yes, ma'am, you've mentioned that at least one other time an hour ago in our previous email. Okay, someone sounds very desperate for $20,000. Do you know that I actually have considered, Betty, I'll give you $20,000. Okay, but here's the stipulation. We're going to have to reimburse whatever Queen Bee has spent in attorney's fees. We're going to take that right off the top of the 20K, and then you can have whatever's left. And oh my goodness, I think we're going to be at a deficit. So I guess I don't really need to go any further, do I? But even if I could be persuaded to, just forego that, and we'll set you back with 20 grand. Well, you're going to have to sign an agreement that you're never allowed to come on the internet again. Okay, so those are my terms. If you're good with it, well, reach out and we'll. Betty, I like to joke around and say that there's nothing I can't make in an easy bake oven. When actually I'm a pretty damn good cook, truth be told. But God, I did love my easy bake oven when I was a kid. Betty, this is the easy bake oven of lawsuits, okay? You are the easy bake oven of litigation. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. I really don't. I thought that our best laughs were behind us with this, but apparently there's still a lot more to go. And sir, just a side note, bitch, side note is 2 words. She literally thought side note was 1 word. Side note, 1 word, side note. But she did use a comma. So do we give her points? Oh, forget points on the leaderboard. We're going to put the 20,000. This is like Family Feud. This is YouTube Chroma Feud. We're going to put the 20K. I'm going to get my checkbook. I'm going to write a check. We're going to put 20K back on the board. Every time Betty says cause, does a paragraph sentence or a sentence paragraph, uses an exclamation point, we're going to start deducting $100 bills. Oh my God. Oh God. This is the best. Honest to God. It's the worst. I hate that she's doing this, but at least if she's doing it, we got one of the fucking dumbest people in this community. Sure, that's cold comfort to Queen Bee, but yes, and just a side note, 1 word side note. I am very thankful you are not representing me. Bitch, nobody's representing you. You have the worst lawyer in the world, yourself, because you're a broke bitch and can't afford a lawyer. Oh, that's right. Wait, never mind. You've got deep pockets. She's got deep pockets. Yep, she's got pockets. First she said she had pockets. Then she said she's got deep pockets. But she's not going to use them. She's got them if she needs them. Bitch, you need them. You needed them. You needed them 8.5 inches of paper ago. Yes, you did. Call them. You need them. Call them. Have a great day. Betty, you would be what? Kind of like myself. Like I don't work a lot anymore. I have a very few clients. And the ones I take, well, they've got to be very, very, very easy to work with. Like, not you. Yeah, you would be, what is that expression? That sometimes the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Is that the expression? That would be you. You would not be worth any lawyer's hourly fee, even if you could scrape it up. I'm tired. Betty, what kind of tires do you get on your car, girl? Do you get like, oh, listen, all kidding aside, the next time you need tires, don't go to Goodyear. Use Tire Rack. My husband was reminding me how many tires we purchased last year. When you travel on the interstate a lot, you just get I get a lot of flat tires. It really sucks when you have to buy like bigger tires too. Yeah. Tire Rack. They have really good prices. I'm tired of you being a broken record. Kind regards, Ms. Bullhorn. There are no well-pleaded allegations as to the contents of your email below. Oh, you don't say. Thus, it is not part of the case. Please retain counsel that knows. This poor guy. He's begging her to get a fucking. dialing up colleagues. Joe, listen. Dude, you know you owe me a solid. I took that case for you when you and your wife wanted to go to Mexico. I covered for you. Yeah, no, I know you took me to dinner. No, sorry. I gotta call another marker in. I'm gonna need. She can only afford $50 an hour. I'm gonna pay 25 of it. Oh, you are the ultimate windbag asshole when the opposing counsel is begging you. Why am I calling her opposing counsel? Just because she calls herself. Oh God. Serious legal commentator. Oh God, Betty. Girl, I gotta thank you. I haven't laughed this hard since. Oh God, right before Christmas, my husband and I were talking about one of the extended family members, and oh my God, it was funny. Not quite as funny as this. Please retain counsel that knows how to operate in Illinois courts. Frankly, I am not overly concerned. Listen, I don't know what you do when this happens on live TV. Oh, we're not on TV? That's right. Well, listen, what's her name? What was that show on the Today Show? It was Hoda, and who was the other one? And they'd be drinking wine in the morning. Hi, Bob. Frankly, I'm not overly concerned about trial. Why is that, sir? Don't you underestimate the bullhorn. I anticipate dispositive motions will resolve this case. And should they not, I'm confident a jury will see this dispute for what it is. A creator. Oh, that's in the loosest sense of the word. Well, she does create certain things. Okay, never mind. A creator trying to silence critics through legal proceedings on frivolous legal theories. Check. I think it best that we limit communication. That's legalese for listen, you dumb bitch. Stop drunk emailing me. I think it best we limit communications to scheduling, discovery, dispute resolution, and filings. If you change your mind on settlement offers, we can add that to the list as well. Have a great weekend. Oh. Betty. I find it holy. I'm going to need to spell check that. Stand by. Holy. Not holy like Betty. Not holy like Betty is. Holier than thou. Not that kind of holy. Hold on. That's a word I don't use very often. Okay. I guess it is spelled correctly. Okay. All right. Whoops. Okay. I find it wholly hilarious. Betty, when's the last time you laughed like I just laughed? Oh, never? Okay. Well, take a good woo. You should read your own filings. I find it wholly hilarious that you're saying I have an uncivil tone. Oh, yes, no, because Betty, when you're not playing Bullhorn Betty, you're known as Miss Manners. Yes, you're known as Bullhorn Post Etiquette. Yes, yes, you're nothing if not well mannered and polite to everyone you encounter. I find it wholly hilarious that you're saying I have an uncivil tone and to quit with the personal attacks. Sir, don't you know who I am? You better hope I don't find your address or I'll be in front of your house with my bullhorn, and nobody wants that. Do you know how many people have said, oh, I wish she'd come to my neighborhood with her bullhorn? Oh gosh, it makes me glad. I live someplace that doesn't have sidewalks. Why don't you ask your client to do the same thing? Because if she can do it to me and you're okay with that, trust me, you're gonna have a little heartburn. You're gonna have a little heartburn. By heartburn, do you mean pain in the ass? Is that what you mean? Hemorrhoids would be more like it, not heartburn. Hemorrhoids, yes. Heartburn, no. No, there's unfortunately, sir, there's no pill you can take for Betty. There's pills you can take to make dealing with her easier, but I know it would be simpler if she just would take a pill and make it easier for all the rest of us. Yes, I agree, but that hasn't happened yet, so don't count on that. But yes, heartburn. That's hi, BJ Marshall. Hey, Helen Highwater, how you doing? Runs, did I say hi to you? Hi, I think I did. Hi again. It's so odd. Like when she said that, can I tell you the first thing that came to mind? It was an old Jack Nicholson movie. I think it was it Jack Nicholson and Angelica Houston? Heartburn. It was a movie. Hi, Stargazer. I mean, it's unbelievable. Hi, Purple. I honestly, I've never seen anything like it. You're gonna have a little heartburn. See, Betty, there's another one of the many differences between me and you. Yeah, see, I want to make people laugh. And even if you say, oh, God, I hate that bitch, that's okay. As long as you say, but, she's kind of funny. Nobody says you're funny, Betty. Nobody. Even your shitty soundboard. Betty, there's being funny and being amusing is not something that you can push a little button and have some stupid ass canned laughter on a soundboard. That doesn't make you funny. That just makes you even more cringy than you already are. Oh, I'm sorry. I ended that sentence too soon. Or Betty didn't end it soon enough. Trust me, you're going to have a little heartburn, period. Professional or unprofessional, period. And now we have a new sentence paragraph. So you feel I'm personally attacking you because I came for because I came to you because your client's personally attacking me? Ding, 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 ding. Exclamation point number 2. Although I guess these really can't be considered, well, these are not legal. Well, you know what? I was going to say they're not legal filings, but they were absolutely attached to the motions. So they have become part of the legal filings. But whether she thought they were going to be in the filings or not, to be dealing with a highly skilled professional, such as a lawyer, a doctor, and anyone who's got a terminal degree or you don't even have to have a terminal degree, but still, anybody in a highly skilled profession, whatever it is. Exclamation points. I mean, nobody takes you seriously. Well, like, for all the other reasons too, but it is the most juvenile thing. I'm surprised she doesn't put little smiley faces and like X's in it. Well, no, she never smiles. Never mind. You know, like a brownie sad face. Hi, Marlo. Marlo Gus Jack. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Ducking Fox. So you feel I'm personally attacking you because I came to you because your client's personally attacking me. And I guess it goes without saying that punctuation is almost non-existent except for the exclamation. Make that make sense, sir. No, Betty, no one can make any sense of anything you say in these piles of shit. At this point, sorry, that was my verbal comma compensating for the lack of hard copy comma in hers. At this point, if it doesn't stop, I'm going to start sending you everything to your email and you can handle it with your client. Wow. What do you think this man is? Is he your daddy? Is he your husband? Oh no, you don't have one of those. Is he your boyfriend? Yeah, I don't think you have one of those either. Is he your handler? Nope. Like, what do you think this man is? He's the legal professional. You're just a clown. You're just a malcontented clown who thinks she's a legal professional. But you conduct yourself like a middle school girl. So, oh, this is brilliant right here. New sentence paragraph. So, period. So the word, one word, not so buttons. So, S-O. So, period. Oh, Betty, did you write this on your way to the Mensa chapter meeting? Were you in a rush? Is that what happened? Seriously, I've never seen an adult who is even remotely educated write in this manner. And she claims to have a legal education. So, period. You are her attorney. Period. So, no comma. So, you'll be there fielding this moving forward. What is this he's going to be fielding? Hi, Bathtub Mary. Hi, unhoused person. Haley Hopes, how are you? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I am embarrassed for you, as I often am when you file more of this shit. Like, it is embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. Now we have a little later. That was at 11:57 a.m. And now at 12:47 p.m., so not even an hour later, she says, if you lie to the judge again, I will move forward with sanctions. Oh, I hope she gets lit up. I hope he lights her ass up. And I can tell you, I'm going to make sure that for this next Zoom hearing that I'm on time. I'll be early, as a matter of fact, and I'll be sitting there waiting until the judge, opens up the room. If I was Queen Bee, what my discussion with my attorney would be, sir, of course, you're ultimately, the idea is you have trust and faith in your attorney that he is going to handle everything in the most advantageous way to you. But I tell you what, she is purposely running the legal bill up and costing. She knows exactly what she's doing, and it's just one of the many reasons that she's a shitbag, because she never fights fair. How could she? What, shouldn't have a leg to stand on. So if I'm the client, I'm telling my attorney, I want you to get as tough as you can with. See, this is a tricky thing because we as a community are emotionally invested in this, okay? And if I'm the client, I'm going in and I promise you this is how it's going, because I'm not, if I've had to hire lawyers before, and you hire them not just based on their education and their track record, but depending on what kind of case you're in, you've got to have, it's a relationship, and it's something that, and it's an odd relationship because it's the attorney-client relationship is one where, unfortunately, it is probably a relationship where you're going to spend a decent amount of time together. You're going to spend a decent amount of time communicating, and you are probably involved in something that is highly emotional. He is a professional. He doesn't, while they, of course, they want to win for their client, they want to do the best they can for their client. But it's their job, and they're professionals. And this for him, although I will say she is probably unlike any other asshole he's ever had to deal with, because he's in the civil realm. This isn't criminal. Who knows? He may have done criminal. But if this is me, I'm going in, hey heels, I'm going in and I'm saying, I am so tired of this fucking bitch. I want you to shove it as far up her ass. You ask the judge for whatever you think you can ask for, do it. And listen, that's why it's important when you hire a lawyer that you do gel and you're simpatico, because even though that's what I'm going in as the client to say, where you've got to have trust in your lawyer is where he looks at you and says, listen, I know, fuck her. She's a bag of shit. She's just a nut job. Okay. I got it. But we got to be careful with, she's pro se, all the things. So, so here we are, not an hour later. If you lie to the judge again, I will move forward with sanctions. Next paragraph sentence. This isn't even barely a sentence. You are an officer of the court. new 2-word paragraph. Take care. She can't even be remotely professional or civil, cordial in the proper way to sign off communication with a professional person. I mean, she may as well just say XOXO. How about sincerely yours, kind regards, take care? It's like she is so all over the map. All to me, I've said it multiple times throughout this. Incredibly, this is like having an operation without anesthesia. And all of this shit, it's just a view into her psyche, I think. This is probably what it looks like inside her mind. It just here, there, everywhere. Betty, I'm entitled to represent myself. And if you say it one more time, I will go to the judge! Exclamation point. Do you, maybe, he's, apparently Betty thinks that, Diamond Cutter, how are you? Happy New Year, girl. I rang the gong. Hold on. Ready? Girl, I rang the gong for the first time this year. That's in your honor, my friend. She thinks that the professional in the room telling her to hire an attorney is somehow a sanctionable offense. Truthfully, he knows you are in so far over your head and you're a clown and you have no idea what you're doing. So he's trying to, I'm sure lawyers are force of habit, not because you're any kind of formidable opponent, but just force of habit. Lawyers are always looking into the future and they don't ever want to have any kind of, and this is a concept Betty loves to talk about, even though she only knows like in the broadest, most vague theory of what this means, something being overturned on appeal. Yeah, so it's probably just force of habit that he's, trying to avoid any kind. Yeah, trust me, that won't be a problem. Ms. Griffin. Oh, God, sorry. Ms. Betty, Ms. Bullhorn. Listen, even though I think she's a shitbag, hi, BZ, I still, just like I do for anybody else, I redact her name. I didn't have time to go through with Black and redact, so that's my bad, and I apologize. Ms. Bullhorn, I do not represent you. Oh, you don't say? Oh, but sir, maybe you could. In the future, of course. Oh, no, never mind. I will undertake a necessary analysis and investigation into what is actually within the bounds of the dispute, not what you think is important. But outside the bounds of the dispute, it is apparent that you believe a war of attrition. Sir, she has no freaking idea what a war of attrition is. But I love it. I love it. You believe a war. Hi, Baba. How are you? The dog's like, second warning. Oh my God, 3.5 hours. Holy crap. Okay, we're going to wrap up his response, and then I think we're just about done anyway. All right, let me keep moving here. You believe a war of attrition is a viable path towards resolution in your favor. It is not. I will relay your settlement offer, but find it unlikely to be accepted. If it is accepted, we will advise you of the same. As always, I implore you to secure counsel familiar with how lawsuits in Illinois work. Otherwise, when we are forced to undertake efforts that would be unnecessary had you complied with the applicable rules and laws, we will seek a fee award for having to do so. Finally, insofar as your complaint about civility, as an aside, claiming sanctionable conduct by me in videos, in filings, and accusing me of malpractice hardly builds the kind of rapport you seem to expect and is quite uncivil. Have a great weekend. Yeah. Fuck you while you're getting there. Betty. Don't ask me that again! Exclamation point. I'm not getting an attorney! Exclamation point. I will succeed against you, pro se! Exclamation point. Hey, SoFlo. Oh, this bitch is crazy. Ms. Griffin, Ms. Bullhorn, these are legal proceedings, not YouTube content. There are rules and decorum in our interactions that differ from your behavior and indeed my client's behavior on the internet. They exist for the efficient administration of justice. You are frustrating that process. It is no mountain of a molehill. I again recommend you secure counsel that understands how to proceed in Illinois courts. Oh, you're really going to be in trouble now, sir. Betty. No greeting, just write it. Oh, good Lord, make a mountain out of a molehill. Oh, okay, clearly that should have been read first. Here is what he just replied to. Oh, good Lord, make a mountain out of a molehill. You get my point. I'm not threatening you for the love of God. Get over yourself. No, from where all of us were sitting, you very much were threatening him. And Betty, I know you're used to like using these, and you know, that too. Yeah, no. Not all threats are of the physical variety. Yeah, you don't have to strangle someone. You know, when you threaten someone, it doesn't always mean you're going to strangle them or, you know, punch them in the face or, you know, any of the things that are probably in your impressive criminal resume. As a matter of fact, you have been threatening me with every single email you have written about sanctions, about this, about that. Get me an attorney and you don't like me. I get it, but get over it, sir. Your client under control. What the fuck? Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. Bob, come here, baby. Come here. Come here. I see you sneaking off. I promise. I'm almost done. Let me try it one more time with punctuation like an educated person would have written it. As a matter of fact, you have been threatening me with every single email you have written about sanctions, about this, about that. Get me an attorney. You don't like me. I get it, but I'm over it. Get your client under control. Betty, you are a class A moron. You're an embarrassment. I'm embarrassed for you. You don't have enough sense to be embarrassed for yourself. I'm embarrassed for you. Ms. Bullhorn, your email threatening to send me everything in my email and to cause me, quote, heartburn is noted. And your threats will be brought to the court's attention. Oh, I will very much be anxiously awaiting that that exchange. It smacks of your statement to Vanity Fair that you intend to drive people a little crazy through lawsuits. The pattern of behavior is inappropriate. Please note that we will be seeking to have future hearings be conducted in person only, and that we will unilaterally set the deposition should you not provide availability. Betty, for the dumb ones and you, unilaterally, that means, one alone. Well, wasn't that fun, kids? And I was in here fangirling for quite a while over somebody that I used to love listening to way back in the day. And I was very flattered that, I don't know how, but somehow she found her way into this shit show. Oh, hi, Bright Light. Hey, Catherine, did I say hi? I hope I did. All right, y'all. I can barely talk anymore. My dog's giving me the 3. He's like, you got your last warning. Get your mop. I'm like, I can't hold him anymore. And I've been talking way too long. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. And wow, that was a lot. My God, that was a lot. Betty, what is wrong with you? God. All right, so I'm not even going to run the outro music because the dog's really got to go. Frankly, I really have to go too. It's going to be a toss-up to see which one of us goes first, but I won't go on the floor, so it's going to be him. So, all right. Tuesday, Hood News, 12 o'clock. I have an appointment tomorrow, so we cannot do our usual Monday, but I will see you guys all on Tuesday. Thank you so much to the mods. I appreciate you. Thanks to everybody for hanging out with me. And I hope I'll see everybody on Tuesday. Bye, pussycats. Be good. All right, Bob.